Well, we welcome everybody back here to Desert Hills High School. The sun is out and we are set and just a couple minutes away from baseball. Maple Mountain and Corner Canyon have pretty much finished most of the warm-ups. Head coach Gary Miner right now having a conversation in the third base dugout with the Golden Eagles. As you can see right now, getting them ready to go for this one as a really good opportunity with some good teams in this tournament for Maple Mountain to help prepare the Golden Eagles for Region 8, in which will be, again, I would imagine, tough as always for sure. And an opportunity here today with Corner Canyon, a team that we found out very quickly can swing the bats against Juan Diego. Corner Canyon, I believe if I counted correctly, I think they hit something in the ballpark of 3 to 4 home runs. One of their players, Braden Wingett, hit one to deep center field, and I'm not sure what kind of shot we'll get as we go throughout the day at the center field fence, but boy, I tell you one thing that you can see, that center field fence is probably, it's extended above the rest of the other fence as we get set and ready to go. Maple Mountain, I think, right now, I think we're just waiting for the umpires to get here to be ready to go for this one, but so we'll see what Corner Canyon can do offensively against Maple Mountain, as really that's going to be one of the biggest challenges today for the Golden Eagles, is keeping a very veteran group in Corner Canyon at bay. The Chargers just a couple of years ago were kind of the Cinderella story at the 4A state tournament. They competed well in their first season of existence after the new school was created, and when they had done that, oftentimes the first year schools don't have as much success as we've seen in other instances. But however, Corner Canyon went to the state tournament in Orem and competed well and almost played for the state championship during that year. Lost a tough game to Orem in the state semifinals, and then of course Orem would go on to play Timpanogos that year for the 4A state championship. So we are inching closer and closer. Corner Canyon, they're ready to go outside their dugout. Maple Mountain's ready to go. But I don't see the umpires, and that's kind of the one piece of the puzzle that you kind of need in order to have this game, as head coach Gary Miner is heading out of the Maple Mountain dugout to home plate, as Jeff Ure, I believe, will also head out of the Corner Canyon dugout. Our umpires are here, and we're just probably a couple of minutes away from baseball here between Maple Mountain and Corner Canyon. Let's go ahead, if you're joining us here late, let's kind of set the schedule for you today. We'll have this one for you coming up, Maple Mountain and Corner Canyon, and then we'll take a couple-hour break, and we'll come back when Maple Mountain will play Juan Diego coming up at 4:30 for the opportunity, the meeting between the coaches, Gary Miner and Jeff Ure, the head coach here for Corner Canyon, will meet right now, and they will go over the ground rules, and we'll see Maple Mountain take the field as we'll get closer and closer here to getting ready for first pitch. We're going to do lineups as we go throughout the day today here on Spanish Fork 17. With the short time in between games, it can be sometimes difficult to track down each team's lineup well in advance, but right here as this coaches meeting, they'll cover the ground rules if you're unfamiliar with it. They'll go over the lineup cards, make sure everything's in particular order, make sure there's no questions that either coach has, and then we'll get ready to play baseball. Maple Mountain, I believe today, is going to throw Warren Averett, the left-hander, for the Golden Eagles, which should be a good and entertaining afternoon here. We'll give Corner Canyon a little bit different look than what the Chargers saw in game one, as Averett will give them more of kind of a three-quarter kind of sidearm delivery look compared to what we've seen, what they saw a lot of right-handed overhand pitching. And Juan Diego just gave up some long balls in some situations where that were just kind of tough. So Maple Mountain's going to have to try to control the bats. They're going to have to try to find a way to get some runs going, and they're going to have to find a way to pull this one out here. A loss for Maple Mountain today doesn't eliminate them from the semifinals as head coach Gary Miner makes his way back to the Maple Mountain dugout, and the Golden Eagles will take the field here. The loss doesn't necessarily hurt Maple Mountain from getting into semifinals, but there will be some stuff that it could affect, such as an opponent for tomorrow and things like that. Warren Averett goes out to do his warm-up tosses here, and we are moments away from first pitch. Happy Friday, everyone, as we are just about set and ready to go for some good baseball here on Friday afternoon, the opening series of the year and the opening few games here on Spanish Fork 17 of the season. So it should be a fun and exciting ball game. Let's take a moment here before first pitch, and let's take a moment to thank our sponsors who make each and every broadcast possible for us on Spanish Fork 17. We want to thank the Tony Basso Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Christiansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, and Dickerson Automotive for making each and every broadcast possible. We are just about set and ready to go here, as it will be Connor Eveline to stand in and lead it off for Corner Canyon. They are wearing their blue tops and white pants. The first pitch is a fastball high and away for ball one, and we're underway at 11:48 a.m. here at Desert Hills High School. Averett ready to go and comes home, and that one's hit right to second. Over to get it is Justin Hartman. Nobody covering the bag. It goes off the glove of Averett, and aboard is going to be Connor Eveline here right off the bat here for Corner Canyon. So the Chargers get the leadoff base runner, and that will bring up Preston Wingett, number 9. Wingett will stand in here from the right side. And so already a quick visit out to the mound. Jarrett McAllister will go have a quick word here with Warren Averett. Preston Wingett at the plate, and then it will be Andrew Aston. First pitch to Preston Wingett misses high for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Preston Wingett. Maple Mountain in the white tops and white pants here. They're the designated home team here this morning. Pitch comes in, Wingett swings through and misses it, and it's going to be evens the count up here at 1 ball and 1 strike on Preston Wingett. Maple Mountain plays Juan Diego later on this afternoon. Ready to go here from the stretch. Averett looks in and delivers, and Wingett makes some contact right at the plate, but sends that one foul, and we will have another 1-2 pitch coming here momentarily to Preston Wingett. Infield back for Maple Mountain with the runner on at second base. Pitch on its way. Fastball stays high. And the count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Preston Wingett. Connor Eveline running on at second base here for Corner Canyon. Averett will turn, looking back. The throw, it was a good pickoff move there from Averett, but Eveline does a nice job of sliding to the outside corner of the bag. He's able to get back before Jake Roberts can apply the tag. Maple Mountain brings back a good group a good core group of players that saw lots of time last season. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that one's going to be grounded to third, scooped up by Peterson. He'll throw across the diamond in time for the first out of the inning. That will hold Eveline at second. And there's one away here for Andrew Aston. Aston will stand in here from the left side here. Just, I believe, every Charger in the lineup for Corner Canyon in the first game had a base hit. There's a ground ball to second. Justin Hartman up with it. He'll throw to first for the second out of the inning. But Connor Eveline moves down to third, and a heads-up job there by Andrew Aston. As he just pulled it right between the first and second baseman, doing exactly what he's supposed to in that situation, to be able to move the runner over there. And now with two away, Braden Wingett, the catcher, will come to the plate with an opportunity to potentially give Corner Canyon a 1-0 lead with a base hit. Pitch on its way, misses inside for ball one. It's 1 ball and no strikes. If I remember correctly, I know Wingett hit the deep home run to center field as a strike comes in for a call, and it evens the count up at 1-1. He hit one over deep center field. It's 350 feet with probably, I would say, I don't know, a 20, maybe 30-foot kind of wall in dead center field. Wingett swings through this one, and it's 0-2 on Braden Wingett. And what ended up happening is he cleared it. And I mean, it was one of those home runs where from where we're at here, just right outside the Corner Canyon dugout, just the sound of it off the bat, there was no doubt it was gone. That one inside and hits Wingett on the foot, kind of in the ankle area, and he will take first base here on the hit by pitch. And that's going to bring up Colin Garrett. So now runners on at first and third with 2 outs, and Colin Garrett will stand in here from the left side of the plate for Corner Canyon. 2 gone here in the top of the first. No score here on Spanish Fork 17. The pitch on its way in there for a called strike, and the count moves to 0-1 on Colin Garrett. Ready to go, the pitch. There's a fastball that stays high above the belt, and the count evens up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. No score here in the top of the first inning. Corner Canyon, the designated visiting team, up here in the top of the first, threatening, and Colin Garrett lifts this one to center field. Dawson Hall comes running in, and he'll run it down to end the top of the first inning. So Corner Canyon gets a couple of base runners. However, they strand 2 on the base paths, and no score after a half an inning. Maple Mountain, the Golden Eagles, will be coming up here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. We want to remind you and thank our sponsors for making these broadcasts possible each and every week. We got the Tony Basso Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 2 Jacks Pizza, McKell, Chris Jansen, and Wise Attorneys at Law, and Dickerson Automotive. We thank them for making these broadcasts possible throughout the Spanish Fork area. There are different region locations we visit throughout the high school sports seasons and many others here. We also want to remind you to, if you can't tune into the game on Spanish Fork 17 within the Spanish Fork area, or if you have friends and family members that want to catch a ball game, we want to remind you that a lot of our broadcasts are live on YouTube, on youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. You can catch replays of the game as well as a lot of our live broadcasts here. So please let your family and friends know about that service here as well. Bottom of the first inning, Maple Mountain will be coming up, and it will be Jake Roberts, I believe, hitting in that leadoff spot for Maple Mountain. Right here as Jake Roberts will stand in to lead it off for Maple Mountain. Pitching today for Corner Canyon is going to be number 3, Dalton Hagan. The senior will get the ball today for the Corner Canyon Chargers. So Hagan will be ready to go here on the mound, and he will take a look in behind the plate, and we are ready to go. Jake Roberts is in the box. The first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 the count on Jake Roberts. Ready to go again. The left-hander wheels and delivers. Roberts lays a bunt down to third. Back to the pitcher. Dalton Hagan will field it and will throw Roberts out over at first base. And there's one away here in the bottom of the first inning. So not a bad way to start the ball game if you're Corner Canyon, as Jarrett McAllister will come to the plate. First pitch to McAllister, misses low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. You may have heard there in between innings the home plate umpire letting Corner Canyon know that how many baseballs he had in his pocket there. That one in there for a called strike, or I should say in his bag that he has. He'll have kind of a little bag kind of thing on both sides of his legs as the pitch comes in. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Just kind of clips on to his belt. Gives him a spot to hold extra baseballs as Jarrett McAllister down on the count 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch on its way to McAllister, low into the backstop for ball 2. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on McAllister. Bottom of the first inning, no score here between Maple Mountain and Corner Canyon. And the 2-2 pitch on its way home as McAllister checks his swing. They want to appeal, and the base umpire says he did not go for ball 3, and the count goes to 3-2 here on Jarrett McAllister. Pitch on its way. McAllister sends this one out into right center field. It's going to fall for a base hit out there in front of the right fielder. And so McAllister is aboard here with a base hit, and we'll have our first speed-up runner of the ball game as number 24, Orlando Corona, will come in to run for McAllister. Maple Mountain with their first base runner of the ball game. And now that's going to bring up Dawson Hall. Hall getting the start in center field here in game 1 for Maple Mountain. Standing in from the left side, fouls the first pitch back to the screen. No balls and a strike here on Dawson Hall. Outfield playing pretty straight away. Not an overly big ballpark here at Desert Hills. It's 325 to left. It's 350 to center. And I can't see what it is down the right field line because my vision directly down the line is the Corner Canyon dugout. The pitch comes in there for a called strike. And it's 0-2 here on Dawson Hall. Orlando Corona getting his lead over at first base. Inching towards second. Hagan ready to go, comes home, and the pitch blocked in the dirt. Corona's going to take off for second. The ball's going to skip over towards the Maple Mountain dugout, and Corona is in scoring position here in the first inning here for Maple Mountain. And now Dawson Hall will have a 1-ball, 2-strike count with a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning. Outfield pretty much squared up for Corner Canyon. Here's the 1-2 pitch. About ready to come home on its way. That one low below the knees for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The field looks to be in really good shape. Hearing different people talk earlier this morning when we got here, the 2-2 pitch on its way, and Hall lifts this one to left. Giving it a long look there was Preston Wingett, but he's going to run out of room, and that one will go foul. So Dawson Hall staying in and battling here, getting the count back to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dalton Hagan ready to go from the stretch, takes a look at second, the pitch on its way. Hall lifts this one and send this one foul. But they said yesterday morning there was actually quite a bit of rain that moved through the area, and they had to work pretty good to get that field looking in tip-top shape. And boy, it doesn't look like there's any rain on this field yesterday, as Dawson Hall takes a called third strike for the second out of the first inning. The first strikeout for Dalton Hagan, and now that's going to bring up Mikey Peterson, number 23. Two gone, the first pitch to Peterson on its way. That one's going to miss away for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. These are the opportunities if you're Maple Mountain, that, and really any team in baseball, when you get a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Really important to bring the run home. The 1-0 pitch on its way home. That one right off the plate and missed for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Mikey Peterson. Head coach Gary Miner coaching over in the third base coach's box for Maple Mountain. You can see him out in the distance right now as the pitch comes in. This one's a called strike, and it moves the count to 2 balls and a strike. Peterson just with the 1 foot out of the box now stands back in. Dalton Hagan working at a pretty good clip here in the first. The 2-1 pitch on its way home misses low and outside, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike now, the count here on Mikey Peterson. Orlando Corona running as the speed-up runner out at second base for Jarrett McAllister, who had the first Golden Eagle hit of the morning. The pitch there lifted, and that one will go foul. One of the nice things here at Desert Hills High School is there's protective netting that goes all the way from the start of the third base dugout all the way around pretty much most of the home plate area where a majority of the fans are going to be. There's a protective netting above them as well. That one skips away for ball 4, gets to the backstop. Orlando Corona will move down to third base, and Maple Mountain now has runners on the corners, and Mikey Peterson sprints around first and dives head first into second base, which he can do there on a wild pitch or on a passed ball, anything that gets back to the backstop there. And that will bring up number 9, Justin Hartman. The first pitch in there for a called strike to Hartman. So now Maple Mountain with an opportunity with runners at second and third. A base hit here potentially gets 2 runs home. The pitch on its way to Hartman, low and in the dirt, just kind of skips away for a ball, and the count evens up here. 1-1 on Justin Hartman. A light breeze beginning to blow here at Desert Hills High School. The pitch on its way, that one inside and low for a ball. And it moves to 2-1 the count here on Justin Hartman. And now catcher for Corner Canyon gonna go have a quick conversation here with his left-hander, make sure that everything's going okay. He was moving along pretty well, but it's kind of slowed down the last couple of batters. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way, and Hartman lifts this one foul, and we'll do it again here with we'll move the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. A base hit here would get 1 run in for sure. The outfield not playing overly deep, so I'm not sure if it would necessarily get both runners home, but would get at least 1 in, and that one just missing off the plate for a ball, and the count moves to 3-2 here on Justin Hartman. Maple Mountain's been patient, been willing to work counts, and really have been just waiting for their pitch here in the early going. Hagan ready to go, delivers the 3-2 to Hartman, misses high ball 4, and Maple Mountain has the bases full here in the first. Back-to-back walks surrendered here by Hagan. This will prompt a visit out to the mound right here, just to have a visit, just to make sure that everything's right mentally with Hagan. Sometimes these visits are something in the pitching mechanics where a coach will come out and have a conversation, and just if he notices something that he's maybe not doing the best, or maybe he's dropping the shoulder to a different arm slot, sometimes it's just a brief word of encouragement. That conversation seems to be over right now as Ben Peterson, the left fielder, will stand in. Peterson stands in, bases full for Maple Mountain, and Peterson lines one into left center field for a base hit. Corona scores. Peterson's right behind him. The throw is cut off by the shortstop Aston. It's 2-0 Maple Mountain. And that's where the walks come back to kind of haunt you there. Justin Hartman able to move from first to third on the play. And now that's going to bring up first baseman Trevor Siemens. Siemens stands in, ready to go, and the pitch on its way. And that one misses high and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes here. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way home, and Siemens fouls this one back to the screen. We'll have the 1-1 pitch coming again as the baseball just kind of settles right up upon the protective netting right here. Sits above some of the spectator area here at Desert Hills, as there's a breaking ball, a nice breaking ball there that settles in at the knees for a called strike, and it's 1-2 here on Siemens. That's a slow, tight curveball from Hagan that just found the right spot. And there Siemens swings and misses. The ball gets away. The throwdown is going to be in time, and the inning comes to an end. So Maple Mountain, though, they strike first. They score 2. We've played 1 complete here from Desert Hills High School. It's Maple Mountain 2, Corner Canyon 0. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
Well, as you can see in the distance, the Red Rock Mountains, and off in the distance here in St. George, Utah. And right now, Maple Mountain found a way to score early. That was one of the things I mentioned in the opener Maple Mountain was going to have to try to do. Is this is definitely a Corner Canyon team that can swing the bats, and so you have to make sure you can kind of match that, as Keaton Morph will stand in to lead it off. So Keaton Morph standing in from the right side. Warren Averett back to work. And his first pitch is going to be a one-hopper hit to short. Up with it is Roberts. His throw across the diamond in time. And 1 pitch, 1 out for Warren Averett here in the second. Not a bad percentage to start with, as now that will bring up Peyton Richards, the senior, to stand in here for Corner Canyon. And the first pitch on its way home is misses for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Averett comes in again. This one misses outside. It's quickly 2 balls and no strikes on Peyton Richards. This is a group for Corner Canyon that's been around for a good couple of years as the fastball misses high for ball 3. It's now 3-0 the count here on Peyton Richards. It's a very enthusiastic group, very much big into supporting one another. The 3-0 pitch misses inside and low for ball 4, and Peyton Richards draws himself a 1-out walk here in the second to bring up Bridger Matthews. Matthews hitting in the 8th spot, and I believe is doing the catching today for Corner Canyon. The first pitch bounces in the dirt for a ball. Nice job there by Jarrett McAllister to keep that one in front of him and just kind of get the glove down, just block it. Did a nice job there as McAllister was able to keep that one in front of him. 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Bridger Matthews. Averett from the stretch comes home. That one in there at the knees for a called strike, and it evens the count up 1-1 on Matthews. 1 out here in the top of the second inning, 2-0 lead for Maple Mountain. Peyton Richards, the runner, gets his lead. The pitch bounces in the dirt, skips away from McAllister, allowing Richards to move up 90 feet. He'll go down to second base. McAllister kept that one from getting behind him. Unfortunately, he was able to skip far enough away to the side to take the extra base. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way. That one's going to be chopped deep in the hole. Roberts backhands it. He's going to try to chase the runner. The throw down now coming to the second baseman, Hartman, who will run him back and tag him out. And they will get Peyton Richards there. Bridger Matthews will reach on what's going to end up being a 6'4 fielder's choice. A nice heads-up play by Jake Roberts to notice that the runner there, in that case, Peyton Richards, had gotten a little too far off the second base bag in between second and third. Instead of making the long throw there, he was able to go the short way and get the out at second. Here's Jack Roundy now for Corner Canyon. The pitch to Roundy in there on the inside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1. After Roundy, it's back to the top of the Corner Canyon lineup with Connor Eveline. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way. There, that settles in there, but I think maybe missed a little outside, and the count evens up here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jack Roundy. Pretty good breeze blowing the American flag around out in left center field. And the 1-1 on its way. That one in there about thigh high for a called strike, and it's 1-2 here on Jack Roundy. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Bridger Matthews getting his lead over at first. The 1-2 fastball misses high, and it's now going to be 2-2 the count here on Jack Roundy. Averett ready to go right here now. Makes an adjustment on the mound. Comes set, looks at the runner at first and comes home. That one low, and I believe now the count's going to go full 3-2 on Roundy. Roundy will step out of the box, take a look down to the third base coach's box, and now settle back in. Here's the 3-2 pitch on its way, low, ball 4, or I guess it was 2-2. So now I'm going to say it looks like now it's 3-2. Must have missed a pitch there. 3 balls and 2 strikes, the count now on Roundy. With 2 outs, the runner over at first. Bridger Matthews can take off with the pitch. And the delivery on its way home high, ball 4, and Corner Canyon now has runners on at first and second. And back to the top of the lineup and Connor Eveline. He reached on a ground ball that was hit to over towards the hole between the first baseman and second baseman in his first at-bat. And the throw went off the glove of the pitcher, Warren Averett, who was covering the bag. Pitch on its way. Misses a little inside and tight. Ball 1. 1-0 the count here on Connor Eveline, the leadoff hitter for Corner Canyon. From the stretch, Averett takes a look at the runner at second, and the pitch misses high, and well, that one missed, I think, outside for a ball, and it's 2-0 the count here on Connor Eveline. Both pitchers working at a pretty good clip. The pickoff move to second, and they are going to pick off Bridger Matthews running out at second base. He tried to dive back to the corner, and the throw there from Averett able to beat him for the out, and that will end the top of the second inning. So we'll go here to the bottom of the second inning, and Maple Mountain Hansley Pay will lead it off for the Golden Eagles. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17 to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We want to thank Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Two Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Mikkel Chris Jansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, Dickerson Automotive, and the Tony Basso Auto Group. We thank everybody for making these broadcasts possible here on Spanish Fork 17. We also want to remind you can follow our pages on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram to keep up with our latest shows, live broadcasts, and our Spanish Fork 17 staff. Just look for Spanish Fork 17, a nice, good-sized crowd making the trip really for both teams. Corner Canyon coming from Draper, and well, Maple Mountain coming from Spanish Fork and Mapleton right now. The Golden Eagles coming up looking to try to see if they can continue some of that success they had in a 2-run first inning that was capped off by a 2-run base hit by Ben Peterson on a ball that he just hit hard back up through the middle. There's really no attempt, or really no way Andrew Aston was going to be able to get there to make a diving attempt and come up with it. So it'll be Pay to lead it off for Maple Mountain as we're just about ready to throw down to second base and get back to playing baseball. First of 2 here this afternoon on Spanish Fork 17. I can say that now because it's, 12:15, 12:20 on a Friday afternoon. As Dalton Hagan will go back to the mound here for Corner Canyon, and Hansley Pay stands in. First pitch on its way to Pay is swung on and grounded right to third. Picked up by Morph. He'll throw across the diamond in time for the first out of the inning. That was a sharply hit one-hopper, and a nice play there by Keaton Morph to reach down and be able to quickly make the transfer and the throw over. And with one gone, that will bring up Ethan Bergstrom, number 22 for Maple Mountain. Bergstrom hitting in the 9 spot. Takes the first pitch. That one misses low for a ball. 1-0. The count here on Bergstrom. After Bergstrom, back to Jake Roberts in the top of the lineup. The pitch on its way. Misses inside and tight for ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The count here on Ethan Bergstrom. Hagan ready to go, kicks and delivers with the 2-0 pitch. That one misses outside for ball 3, and it's 3-0 on Bergstrom. So far, Ethan Bergstrom has not had really a pitch that he could do anything with. As the 3-0 pitch comes in, that one misses low, ball 4, and a 4-pitch 1-out walk for Bergstrom. That's the second walk allowed this afternoon by Dalton Hagan. And now here's Jake Roberts, who's 0 for 1. He grounded back to Hagan In his first plate appearance, he tried to lay down a bunt and just put the bunt out in front of home plate, and it was a nice play by Hagan to make the throw over to first. And the first pitch coming to Jake Roberts right here is low and in for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. The count on Jake Roberts. Ethan Bergstrom running over at first, being held on by Braden Wingett. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way home. That one in there at the knees for a called strike. And the count evens up at 1-1 here on Jake Roberts. 2 more games tomorrow coming for you here from St. George, Utah. We'll be back over at the Red Rock Classic, the pickoff move, Bergstrom diving back. Our Spanish Fork will play Taylorsville and also Timpanogos. Be our first look at the T-Wolves this season, as that one misses outside for a ball, and it's 2-1 the count here on Jake Roberts. Bergstrom right now gets his lead. Not an overly threatening lead. And the pitch coming home, and Roberts pops this one up. Giving it a look is going to be the catcher. That's all it will be. It will be a look, and it will go foul, and we'll have a 2-2 pitch coming here to Jake Roberts. The left-hander, Hagan on the mound, kicks and delivers the 2-2 pitch. Roberts grounds this one back up through the middle into center field for a base hit. Getting to it quickly is the center fielder Peyton Richards, and that will hold Bergstrom there at second base. And now Maple Mountain with runners on at first and second, and 1 out in the inning for the catcher, Jarrett McAllister. McAllister had a single, and then was the speed-up runner came in to run, Orlando Corona, and Corona came around to score a run. And the pitch on its way to McAllister is low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes, the count here on Jarrett McAllister. 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Maple Mountain scoring both of their runs back in the first. Here's the 1-0 pitch to McAllister. That one again low. Moves the count to 2-0. That one came in and was caught right around his shoes. Right here, the game following the Maple Mountain Corner Canyon game. As Hagan is ready to come here with the 2-0 pitch on its way to McAllister. That one's belt high, called strike, and it's 2-1 on McAllister. It's going to be Northridge against Uinta. That's the game following this one here. Uinta, another team. Maple Mountain may have some interest in how they do this season. As the 2-1 pitch about ready to come home, and time called here, and McAllister will step out. And now McAllister will step back in the box here. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count here on McAllister. Hagan checks the runner at second, and the 2-1 pitch comes in. This one breaks back over the middle of the plate for a called strike, and the count moves to 2-2 on McAllister. The goal for both of these teams competing in the 5A classification would be to be one of the teams playing in Kearns come May. Kearns will host the 5A state tournament this year. So both Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork not having the benefit of being able to play overly close to home this year for the state tournament. The 2-2 pitch, McAllister rolls this one to third. Morph will touch third base, throws across the diamond. Wingett with the stretch, and it's in time for the 5-3 inning-ending double play. Well, we've played 2 complete here from Desert Hills High School. Maple Mountain 2, Corner Canyon 0. You're watching high school baseball here on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Well, we start the top of the third inning here at Desert Hills High School. For Corner Canyon, it's going to be the top of the lineup: Connor Eveline, Preston Wingate, and Andrew Aston. 1, 2, and 3 coming up against the left-hander Warren Averett, as Jarrett McAllister was at the plate for Maple Mountain to end the inning, so took him a moment to get the catcher's gear all on, and now he's out there ready to go here behind the plate as we start the top of the third inning. So it'll be a little different for the state tournament that we've been so used to being so close by in Spanish Fork, and now Kearns doesn't sound quite as bad as Spanish Fork would have it. The 4A classification is coming back down here to play at Dixie State University for the 4A state tournament. The first pitch high and away to Connor Eveline for ball 1 ball and no strikes. Eveline was at the plate when pitch comes on its way, and Eveline takes that one in there for a called strike, and the count moves to 1-1. And the pitch, the 1-1 to Eveline, is going to be fouled away at the plate. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. He was at the plate when Bridger Matthews was running on second base for Corner Canyon, and he ends up getting picked off of second base. So when a runner gets picked off to end an inning, or a hitter's at the plate when a base runner's thrown out to end an inning, they lead off that next inning. There's a slow roller to first. Siemens underhands, tries to get it over to Averett, but it's off Averett's glove, and beating it out is Connor Eveline. Even with a perfect transfer there between Siemens and Averett, with the speed of Eveline, I think Connor Eveline beats that one out. So a base hit there for Eveline, his second time being aboard here in the third inning, and that brings up Preston Wingate. Wingate 0 for 1, grounded out to third in his only plate appearance of the afternoon. So now we'll see here as Peterson plays in on the grass. The first pitch misses for a ball to Preston Wingate, 1 ball and no strikes. Running over at first base, Connor Eveline being held on here by Siemens for Maple Mountain. The 1-0 pitch on its way home is going to be rolled slowly again to first. Siemens thought about going to second. Now he'll try to win the foot race to the bag, and he'll beat there Preston Wingate. However, Connor Eveline able to move up to second base. So again, a productive at bat if you're Corner Canyon, because you moved that runner up into scoring position with less than 2 outs. Might not be exactly what you were looking for, but it ends up being a productive at bat here with 1 gone. Here's Andrew Aston, who's 0 for 1. Aston grounded to second in his only other plate appearance. That one blocked in front of the dirt. A nice job by McAllister to keep that one in front of him. And it's 1-0 the count here on Aston. Top of the third inning, 2-0 lead for Maple Mountain. I did not see on anything posted here at Desert Hills that there's any sort of time limit. There, that one skips away. The runner takes off. The throw from McAllister gets past the third baseman Peterson into left field. Quickly backing it up has been Peterson, and had Eveline not had to dive head first, he may have had a shot there to score when that one got past Peterson, but the dive into third base right there may have helped Maple Mountain a little bit keep that run from scoring. Now Andrew Aston does not need a base hit here to get that run home. Ground ball up the middle. Maple Mountain looks content here to take the out at first base for the run. The easier way, though, would be to get a base hit or lift one deep enough to the outfield. That one inside and tight. Aston kind of turns out of the way of it. And it's 3 balls and no strikes, the count here on Andrew Aston. Braden Wingate on deck for Corner Canyon. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Aston, and that one misses high and tight. He kind of turns out of the way for ball 4. And Andrew Aston's aboard here with a walk in the 3rd inning. Braden Wingate will stand in, and now we'll have a visit out to the mound here to kind of maybe check to make sure that Warren Averett is make sure Warren Averett's feeling okay here with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Not an easy hitter at the plate in Braden Wingate. Wingate has some pretty good pop for Corner Canyon. Now the conference on the mound going to be, the discussion with the coach had ended. I believe it was Seth Spainhauer who went out to have the conversation. But then a longer conversation took place between the infield. Ready to go from the stretch. Averett looks in, and the pitch to Braden Wingate. Oh, and missing for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes here on Averett. Running over at 3rd base for Corner Canyon, Connor Eveline. Andrew Aston over at 1st for the Chargers. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, right on the outside corner. This one in there for a called strike, and it evens the count up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colin Garrett in the on-deck circle for Corner Canyon. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way, and that one is hit into left field for a base hit for Wingate. Coming around, easily scoring from 3rd is Eveline. Aston goes to 2nd, and Corner Canyon's on the board, an RBI single for Braden Wingate. Wingate just kind of squared up on that baseball and did a nice job there. You could hear the solid contact of the bat right there for that base hit. Cuts the lead down by half with 1 swing of the bat. Here's Colin Garrett. Garrett's 0 for 1, flew out to right in his only plate appearance of the day. Averett will step off for a second. Ready to go. Checks the runner, comes in, and there's a strike 1 call there to Colin Garrett. That one coming just right on the outside corner. No balls and a strike to count here on Colin Garrett. 1 out, double play in order for Maple Mountain. The tying run for Corner Canyon on at 2nd. The pitch comes inside and low and misses for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Colin Garrett. Top of the 3rd inning, 1 run in for Corner Canyon. Maple Mountain not holding the runner on at 1st, and the pitch on its way is rolled foul down the 3rd baseline, cut off by Peterson, but well foul, and it will be 1-2 the count here on Colin Garrett. Garrett's another one of, I believe, those contributors off that team from 2 years ago that made a deep run into the state tournament. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one blocked out in front of the plate. Runners take off, and they're going to move up. The snap throw down to 1st is blocked by Siemens, and it's kind of a dangerous throw there from McAllister, but a nice job by Siemens there to keep it in front of him, and the ball gets past him there. Andrew Aston probably comes in to score. Aston moves up to 3rd. And that's one thing we've seen Corner Canyon They are comfortable taking walks. They are comfortable taking the free base any way they can get it. And if that means taking the free base on a ball in the dirt, they'll do it. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home. And that one inside and hits Garrett in the back. And the bases are full of Chargers here in the third. And now that loads the bases here for Keaton Morph, and McAllister will go out and have a word here with Warren Averett. And this is those big opportunities if you're Corner Canyon that really, this is where you have an opportunity not just to tie the game, but take the lead and maybe try to put up a crooked number. Obviously for Maple Mountain, this is not the part, isn't the part of the lineup that you would typically be worried about being able to have a ton of pop, but this is a Corner Canyon team. It's a very good hitting team 1 through 9. Averett ready to go, and the pitch to Keaton Morph is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Morph. Morph grounded out to Jake Roberts in his first and only plate appearance of this one. Maple Mountain's going to go get an arm warm down in the bullpen as that one's ground ball hit foul. It's Wally Averett, number 20, I believe, going down to the bullpen. Tyler Nelson will go and retrieve the baseball down the line and be 1-1 the count here on the hitter, Keaton Morph. You would like a ground ball, try to turn 2 and get out of it. And the pitch to Morph right off the plate for a ball, and the count moves to 2-1 here on Keaton Morph. After Morph, it will be Peyton Richards. Averett right now working from the stretch, laboring here through the third. Checks the runners, comes in. That one's popped up and sent foul. Siemens will give it a look, but I'm pretty sure he's going to run out of room, which he does. As there's a walkway there that takes you from kind of the school up to the ballpark. There's not really a ton of parking down there, but there's some. Some high clouds move over the stadium here. Blocks the sun for a few minutes as that one comes in low for a ball. And now the count goes full again here to Keaton Morph. It's Andrew Aston running at third. Braden Wingate running at second. Colin Garrett over at first. Good speed on the base paths here for Corner Canyon. Warren Averett ready to go. Nowhere to put the hitter here. That one's going to be popped up. Giving it a look will be McAllister, but it's foul. So we'll have another 3-2 pitch coming. With only one out, it would be kind of strange to see any movement here, especially with bases loaded. If there was 2 outs, the runners would definitely be taking off with the pitch, and then there's big danger of a ball in the gap clearing the bases. There's a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Aston will score. Wingate will get held at third. The throw comes in, and it was a pretty good throw, and Corner Canyon's tied this one up at 2 on the base hit for Andrew Aston, or on the base hit there by Keaton Morph. Aston comes in to score. Now brings up Peyton Richards, the left fielder. As you see Gary Minor start to kind of pace along the dugout. We saw it in last night's ball game where if somebody was outside the dugout, the umpire was actually stopping the game as the pitch comes in for a called strike to Peyton Richards. They did it to both coaches in the game that we had on Spanish Fork 17 last night. A coach would be outside, or a player would be just maybe standing outside the dugout, and they would stop the game and tell them to get back in. The pitch, this one's lifted to right. Ethan Bergstrom going back on it. He's going to make the catch. Tagging is Braden Wingate. The throw is going to be in time, close. Did he apply the tag? No. Wingate got around him. It was a good throw. The throw beat him, but the tag could not be applied in time by Jarrett McAllister, and the run comes in to score, and it's a 3-2 lead for Corner Canyon. It was a good throw that came in there, and Braden Wingate somehow danced around McAllister and scored, and now it's going to bring up Bridger Matthews. Matthews hit into a fielder's choice in his first plate appearance, and the pitch comes inside and misses for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. So it's a 3-2 lead right now for Corner Canyon. The Chargers coming back with 3 of their own. Averett's pickoff move gets into center field, but Dawson Hall there to back it up as Averett tried to get the pickoff move there to get Colin Garrett, and that's why you have that guys behind him backing up the play, because if not, Colin Garrett might have been able to get up and go to third base. Averett from the stretch takes a look at Garrett out at second base. The pitch on its way home is going to be hit down the right field line, and it's going to go, it looks like foul, says the base, since I believe the home plate umpire. That one was just a line drive shot that, if it stays fair, scores Colin Garrett, it would have gotten Keaton Moore probably to third. 1 ball, 1 strike, so at the end of the day, it's a long strike there for Bridger Matthews. Wally Averett continues to throw in the bullpen for Maple Mountain. The 1-1 pitch fouled straight back to the screen, and we'll have a 1-2 pitch coming here. Top of the third inning, 3-2 lead for Corner Canyon. You're starting to see those Charger bats come alive. Here's the pitch on its way home. That one swung out and missed, strike 3. As Averett gets the strikeout, that I believe is Averett's first strikeout of the afternoon, but Corner Canyon gets 3 in the top half of the inning. Heading to the bottom of the third inning, it will be 3-2 Corner Canyon on top. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17 for making every broadcast possible. We want to thank the Tony Basso Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 2 Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Christiansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, and Dickerson Automotive for making broadcasts like these possible throughout our high school sports season. As kind of the bittersweet part with baseball is it's the beginning of the end of our high school sports season here on Spanish Fork 17, but still plenty of time between now and the end of May when baseball and softball state championships will be crowned, and then we can pretty much take the summer off until football. So there you see a very good sized crowd coming in here. You can see the bleachers there. There's 4 or 5 sets of small kind of 4-row bleachers, kind of similar to the ones that you would see at Maple Mountain. Maybe 5-row bleachers or so. And a lot of people sitting just in camping chairs and that. Just out enjoying the ball game this afternoon. Dawson Hall, Mikey Peterson, Justin Hartman coming up for Maple Mountain here in the bottom of the third inning. Hall went down on strikes in his first plate appearance. Will stand in here from the left side. Hall has been starting pretty much since I believe his sophomore year. He's had 3 years starting for Maple Mountain. And the first pitch on its way to Dawson Hall. is going to be chopped over and foul past the first base coach. So it'll be a strike here on Dawson Hall. Maple Mountain continue to play here at this tournament later today, and then tomorrow the 1-1 pitch. Hall lifts this one out into center field. Richards coming over into left center field, couldn't come up with it. Hall will make it into second base, and Dawson Hall is aboard. Right there, it was a long run out into the gap for Peyton Richards, and by the time he got there and kind of stretched out, I think it just kind of maybe went off the palm of his glove. At the end of the day, Hall will be on second base, and with one swing of the bat, Maple Mountain has the tying run in scoring position here for Mikey Peterson. Peterson walked and came around to score a run back in his first plate appearance. And the pitch on its way home is going to miss for a ball outside. And it's 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Mikey Peterson. Hagan ready to go from the stretch, takes a look at second, and the pitch on its way in there for a called strike. And the count moves to 1-1. Pool play today going on here. Well, I guess technically pool play here at this tournament started last night. They had one game last night between the host team Desert Hills and Northridge, as Peterson pops this one up and sends it foul, and we'll have a 1-2 count here on Peterson. Northridge won that game, so in Pool A right now, they're 1-0. Uinta will play, I believe, twice today against Northridge, and then believe they close the night playing the host team, Desert Hills, to kind of close out Pool A. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be rolled down the third baseline. It's going to be fielded by Morph, but it will be called foul as he fields it. So it'll be 1-2 the count on Mikey Peterson. Pool B right now, which has Juan Diego, Corner Canyon, and Maple Mountain, has Corner Canyon at 1-0, Maple Mountain at 0-0, and Juan Diego at 0-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Kick and the delivery is going to be fouled straight back, and it's 1-2 the count here still on Mikey Peterson as he'll stay alive to see another pitch. They'll have games here tomorrow at Desert Hills High School starting as early as 8:45. And they'll go throughout the day. The championship game is scheduled for an 8 p.m. first pitch. The throw back to second as Dawson Hall dives back safely. And they'll have 2 semifinals. I want to say being 5:45 and 2:30, something in that range there. It'll be a busy day tomorrow here at Desert Hills as Peterson swings through the 1-2 pitch. So Peterson down on strikes. There's one away here in the third inning, and here's Justin Hartman. Hartman walked and then was stranded 90 feet from home on third base back in the first inning for the Maple Mountain. The Golden Eagles scoring 2 in that first inning. Still had a couple more on the base pass when the inning ended. Hartman there, I think, was trying to hold up, but it will be a strike, and it's 0-1 there on Justin Hartman. And now head coach Gary Miner wants to have a conversation here with his hitter and the hitter on deck. So right here, probably reviewing pitches, reviewing situational hitting here with one away. Again, we talked about earlier in the ball game how Corner Canyon's had some productive at-bats, and really this is one of those situations for Maple Mountain where you really want to have a productive at-bat as well. You can just hit one to the right side there to get Dawson Hall to third. You can have a productive at-bat and not necessarily get on base. No balls and a strike to count here on Justin Hartman. That one's in there at the knees with the fastball, and the count moves to 0-2. Don't get me wrong. You want to get hits and you want to get guys on base. But sometimes if you can move the runner up into scoring position for the guy behind you to knock in, sometimes that kind of sets you up well. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Hartman. That one's a breaking ball. It stays low and outside. And the count moves to 1-2 as the pace of this ball game has slowed down here a little bit. We're just over an hour long into this one. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count on Justin Hartman. Pitch on its way home. Hartman grounds this one to short, and it's going to be bobbled by Andrew Aston, and he'll have no play right there on the baseball. Everybody's safe. On what I'm assuming would only be ruled one way, and I would imagine, and they're going to say on the scoreboard they have hit or an error, and they lighted up the error. So they would charge Andrew Aston with an error on that one. I think what happened was Aston looked up to check the base runner, Dawson Hall, and I think he took his eye off the baseball just long enough to realize that it was going to go foul. And Ben Peterson stands in, takes the first pitch called strike, and it's 0-1. That split second to half a second there made a big difference in being able to see what could happen right there. No balls and a strike to count on Peterson, who had the 2-run base hit in his last at-bat. The pitch on its way, swung on and missed. And it's 0-2 the count here on Ben Peterson. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dawson Hall, the tying run for Maple Mountain, 90 feet away. And it's Justin Hartman running over at first. Dalton Hagan ready to go, takes a look at the runner at first and delivers this one home. That one blocked in the dirt for a ball, and it's 2-1 the count now on Ben Peterson. Peterson in a similar situation doesn't necessarily need a hit to get that run home. Fly ball to the outfield will work plenty well here to get the run home. Runner takes off. The throw is going to come down to second. Cut off by Eveline. Hall's going to try to score. He dives as the ball comes out of the glove there of the catcher. As that was Timmy Goodwin, I believe, doing the catching. So a successful double steal plates a run, and we're tied up at 3 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. A heads-up play there. Nice job base running wise, and a good play by Connor Eveline to come cut the baseball off and make a good throw home. Just didn't get him. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Peterson. That one's in there for a called strike, and that was actually a called strike 3. So Peterson down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning here for Dalton Hagan. And with 2 gone now in the inning, it's going to bring up Trevor Siemens. Siemens went down on strikes back in his first plate appearance. And he grounds this one through the left side for a base hit. Getting the green light around 3rd is Justin Hartman. The throw in on a hop, and it's going to be a bang play, and they got him. A great throw from Wingett at 1 hop into the glove of Goodwin, who applied the tag, and the inning is over. But Maple Mountain ties the ball game. We've played 3 complete here from Desert Hills High School. Maple Mountain, Corner Canyon tied at 3 here on Spanish Fork 17.
Wild Mustangs. They're supposed to be one of the most gentle creatures in nature.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these. That's why more people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Start of the top of the 4th inning here in St. George, Utah, as right now the wind blowing around my scorebook brought me back to a game from the past. I was like, wait, this isn't right. That looks a lot better, as it's going to be Roundy, Eveline, and Wingate coming up. 8-9-1 for Corner Canyon here against the left-hander Warren Averett, who will begin the inning, and the first pitch in there for a called strike to Jack Roundy. Roundy walked and then was stranded on the base paths as the 0-1 pitch in there again with a fastball at the knees, and it's 0-2 quickly here on Jack Roundy. Roundy lines this one into center field for a base hit. So Jack Roundy is aboard here with one away, or with nobody away, here to get things going for Corner Canyon. Back to the top of the lineup, here's Connor Eveline. Eveline has reached twice this afternoon. Reached on an error and then also had a single and came around to score a run back in the 3-run 3rd inning for Corner Canyon. Pitch on its way, blocked in the dirt. The runner will not try to move up. Right here, Eveline will take a look down into the third base coach's box and get some direction. Warren Averett ready to go. The pitch on its way, stays about belt high and maybe missed a little too high there for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Connor Eveline. We're back with you here later on this afternoon, about 3.5 hours away. The breaking ball gets in there thigh high for a called strike. Maple Mountain will play Juan Diego. In pool play, the Golden Eagles saw Juan Diego last year here at this tournament. The pitch, Eveline will hit that one foul, and we'll do that one over again. As Eveline stands back in the box ready to go. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way home, blocked in the dirt for a ball. And the count moves to 2-2 here on Connor Eveline, back at the top of the lineup. Top of the 4th inning here, a 3-3 tie. And the pitch on its way. There's a bouncing ball towards second. Hartman had it go off his glove, recovers, and doesn't have a play. And so Eveline will reach here. And Corner Canyon has a couple of runners on, and haven't seen whether, again, I would imagine that really only one way to rule that one, and that's probably going to be ruled an error against Justin Hartman. And so now Corner Canyon with a variety of different things that the Chargers can do here in the 4th, and Maple Mountain kind of putting themselves back into a similar position that they were in at in the top of the 3rd inning. And the pitch on its way to Wingate. He got that one and just lines it foul just past the Maple Mountain dugout. One of the few areas that doesn't have a protective netting is where two of our cameras are today. Well, I guess all three of them, actually. No balls and a strike to count here on Preston Wingett. Averett will check the runners. Infield charging, bunt shown. They lay it down right back to the pitcher. Averett's only play is first. The throw pulled Justin Hartman into the runner, and when he did, the ball pops out of Hartman's glove, and the bases are loaded here, and that will be ruled an error. And I'm thinking probably, I would probably going to give that one to Averett. And now the bases are loaded here for Corner Canyon. Nobody out. And now you have to deal with that middle part of the lineup with Andrew Aston and then Braden Wingett. Probably this is the part of the lineup you don't really want up with the bases loaded. This is the part that could do a lot of damage with one swing of the bat and could really blow this ball game wide open here in the fourth inning. As you see some clouds beginning to, right here, some clouds beginning to move in here to St. George, kind of keeping things relatively cool here this afternoon. The sun is out, which has been nice, and supposed to top out today down here, probably right around, I believe, right around 60 or so. 63 it looks like. Be nice weather when we have that, about 62 or so when we have first pitch tonight. Later on this afternoon between Maple Mountain and Juan Diego in the second game of the day here on Spanish Fork 17. Pitch to Andrew Aston, misses low and outside for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes here on Aston. He has a ground out to second and walked, and has also came around to score a run here. Pitch on its way home. That one missing low and maybe a little tight for a ball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Aston. We're in the top of the fourth inning. It's a 3-3 tie between Spanish Fork and Maple Mountain. That one missing low and outside. And the count, I believe, is now 3-0 on Aston. 3-3 tie here in the top of the fourth inning. Averett kicks and delivers. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Inside off the glove for ball 4. And so coming in to score on the walk will be Roundy. Everybody else will just move up 90 feet. The bases are still loaded. Corner Canyon has regained the lead. And I think the thing that really kind of hurts you if you're head coach Gary Miner is the fact that the bases are now loaded with Connor Eveline, who reached on an error, Preston Wingett, who reached on an error, and then Andrew Aston, who walked. And that's just kind of the thing that kind of hurts here, is Wally Averett continues to throw again, and this one comes in and hits Wingett, and that will bring in another run. It's now 5-3 Corner Canyon here in the fourth on the hit by pitch. Colin Garrett will be the hitter. Wally Averett continuing to throw. Gary Miner will, you can see him, well, you could see a moment ago, just continuing to kind of pace along that Maple Mountain dugout. Here's Colin Garrett. Bases full of Chargers here in the fourth. And an opportunity really to open this one wide open. That one in there for a called strike. And it's 0-1 here on Colin Garrett. Preston Wingett at third, Andrew Aston at second, Braden Wingett running over at first. Averett checks the runner at first and kicks and delivers this one home. That one's popped up. McAllister will give it a quick look, but it goes foul. And we'll have an 0-2 pitch coming here to Colin Garrett. Maple Mountain bringing the infield in here. Still nobody out in the inning. Averett looks in and comes in, and Colin Garrett just kind of throws the bat out there for strike 3, and the inning, or first out of the innings recorded. That is strikeout number 2 for Warren Averett, and now the base is still loaded for Keaton Morf, but you can get a ground ball and get out of it with only 2 runs coming across to score. And while that's not the scenario you want if you're Maple Mountain, when you have the bases loaded and nobody out, and sorry, there's only 1 out in the inning, and that one misses low for a ball. It's 1-0 on Morph. When you look at the damage that could potentially have been done, getting out of this kind of a situation with 1 or 2 runs scoring is kind of a positive one. Here's the 1-0 pitch about ready to come to Morph, and that one inside and tight, missed for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Keaton Morph. Morph has grounded to short and also singled, and had an RBI single back in the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way. That one missing outside for a ball. And the count moves to, I believe, 2-1 here on Keaton Morph. Scoreboard is showing that it's 3-0 on Morph. Wondering if I missed something. Here's the pitch in there now for a called strike, and either way now I would have it right at 3-1, right? 3 balls and a strike. I haven't seen the umpire correct the scoreboard, so 3-1 the count on Morph. Averett taking a look in, ready to go. And the pitch on its way. Inside and missed, ball 4, and that will walk in another run here in the 4th inning as Preston Wingate will score. 6-3 Corner Canyon here in the 4th. And here's Peyton Richards. Jarrett McAllister out to have another conversation here with Warren Averett. So here's Richards, who's walked and then also had a sacrifice fly in his last at-bat. Swings at the first pitch there. Look out, as I believe that one sent some of the Corner Canyon Chargers ducking in the dugout there. I mean, no balls and a strike here on Preston Richards. Corner Canyon in a position where if they do win this game, that one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Corner Canyon would be 2-0 in Pool B and will end up winning Pool B. And will have an opportunity to play in tomorrow's semifinals. Pitch on its way, that one misses outside for a ball, and it's 1-1 the count now here on Peyton Richards. Ready to go. Averett kicks and delivers this one on its way. Fastball stays high, and it's 2 balls and a strike the count here on Peyton Richards. Wally Averett, number 20 for Maple Mountain, throwing down in the bullpen for Maple Mountain, getting warm. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Averett kicks and delivers this one right on the outside corner, but missed for ball 3, and it's 3-1 the count. Head coach Gary Miner not pleased there with the pitch being called the ball, but looked pretty close. But the home plate umpire right on top of home plate probably has the best angle. A 3-1 pitch is going to be called for strike 3. So Richards had 2 strikes on him, and there's 2 gone now here in the 4th inning. And here's Bridger Matthews now. Bases loaded. Maple Mountain still with a chance to get out of this with minimal damage done. Pitch on its way in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 the count here on Bridger Matthews. Matthews has hit into a fielder's choice and also has struck out on the afternoon. The 0-1 pitch on its way home. That one low and in the dirt. A nice stop there by McAllister, and evens the count up at 1-1. Looking ahead to the top of the 5th inning here in the bottom of the 4th inning, for Maple Mountain, it would be Hansley Pay, Ethan Bergstrom, Jake Roberts. As that one's popped up, McAllister will give it a look, but will go foul, and it's now 1-2 the count. And this is not Bridger Matthews. This is Timmy Goodwin hitting for Corner Canyon. So My apologies to Timmy Goodwin, who stands in with a 1-2 pitch. That was inside corner, called strike 3, and the top of the inning comes to an end. So Goodwin down on strikes to end the top of the 4th inning, but the damage done. 3 more Charger runs. It's Corner Canyon 6, Maple Mountain 3. The Golden Eagles have some work to do. Let's thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17. We got the Tony Basso Auto Group, Mikkel Christiansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling and Plumbing, 2 Jacks Pizza, Dickerson Automotive, and Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance. Thank everybody for making broadcasts possible. We want to remind you this broadcast can be seen live on YouTube at youtube.com/SpanishFork17, as can our 4:30 game. So if you have family or friends or who can't make it to the ball game, they can tune in here for this one, as we'll have be a nice ball game. Juan Diego, a little bit better team than maybe Corner Canyon saw earlier this morning, as there you can see our Spanish Fork 17 set up there. We're underneath the red and white tent, as it's great to be down here making our yearly trip down to St. George for this weekend of high school baseball. Here's Hansley Pay to lead it off for Maple Mountain. Well, one guy who's very comfortable right now is Dalton Hagan, who heads back to the mound right now, pitching with a 3-run lead here, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Hansley Pay to lead it off. And the first pitch about to come home to Pay is swung on and fouled back. No balls and a strike. Pay 0 for 1, grounded out to the third baseman, Keaton Morph, in his first plate appearance. He hit a ball hard. Morph just made a really nice play on it, and then made a good throw across the diamond. The 0-1 pitch on its way home. That one in the dirt for a ball, and it's 1-1 the count here on Hansley Pay. Maple Mountain in the white tops and white pants today as the designated home team in this contest. Here's the 2-0 pitch right there for a called strike in at the knees, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes the count on Hansley Pay. Infield back for Corner Canyon is one of our more larger breezes of the day. Begins to stand in, as I think Hansley Pay wanted to clarify what the count was. The umpire holds up 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Pay. That one low and in the dirt for a ball. Kind of skips away there from Goodwin behind the plate. Evens the count, evens the count, to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hagan ready to go on the mound, takes a look in behind the plate. And here's the pitch. On its way, Pay lines this one to right. That's going to fall for a base hit. So a hard hit single for Hansley Pay to get something started here in the 4th inning. And Maple Mountain has a base runner. It's kind of what the Golden Eagles need right now, is something to try to see if they can match the Corner Canyon Chargers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-3 lead for Corner Canyon. Ethan Bergstrom stands to the plate. Bergstrom walked in his first plate appearance. And the first pitch to Bergstrom is going to miss low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. From my vantage point here, I can get a pretty good idea of where the pitch comes over in the strike zone when it comes to height. You know, from the knee to just above the belt or so. Probably a little bit higher than the belt as the pitch comes in. And that one misses for a ball outside. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Where the difficulty comes from the vantage point that we're at, and you can see it right now, kind of give you an idea of what we're seeing here from your screen at home is depth perception, is seeing whether it's inside off the plate, outside off the plate, as the 2-0 pitch to Bergstrom misses high for ball 3. And it's 3-0 the count here on Ethan Bergstrom. Especially trying to see what the inside corner on a right-handed hitter, where that one is. It can be kind of difficult to tell sometimes from this vantage point. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And they'll throw over, and Pay dives back safely as you can hear the Maple Mountain dugout yell back. Bergstrom in a good hitter's count. Hagen working from the stretch, takes a long look in, checks the runner over at first and comes home. That one's going to be a called strike just below the belt. And count will go full here, 3-2 on Bergstrom. Jake Roberts is the man in the on-deck circle for Maple Mountain. Hagen kicks and comes home. Bergstrom fouls it back to the screen, and we'll do it all over again here. Hansley Pay running over at first for Maple Mountain here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-3 lead for Corner Canyon. Chargers once again showing that they can swing the bats. Not a really explosive offensive game. Really, you might look at this one and say, well, 9 runs in just about 4 innings, right? That's quite a bit of offense. Breaking ball misses low for ball 4. Hansley Pay was going with the pitch, and he'll head first dive into second base. So Bergstrom has drawn a pair of walks on the afternoon, and now it will bring up Jake Roberts. Roberts right now will come to the plate as Roberts has grounded back to the pitcher and then had a single back in the 2nd inning. Pay running at second. Over at first will be Bergstrom with Roberts at the plate. Jarrett McAllister will hit next for Maple Mountain. We'll see what Gary Miner wants to do here. Roberts at the plate, not showing bunt or anything. Fouls this one back to the screen. Back to the top of the lineup for the Golden Eagles. The 3rd time through, we'll see what kind of changes Maple Mountain might make to their approach here with Dalton Hagen on the mound. Now that it's going to be the 3rd time through the lineup, this is where you generally start to see pitchers start to get hit a little bit more that 3rd time through. And Roberts there tries to lay down a bunt, but sends it foul back to the screen, and be 0-2 the count here on Jake Roberts. Jarrett McAllister on deck. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Jake Roberts. Here. Ready to go as the pitch comes in to Roberts. That one's off the glove. Outside for a ball, and it's 1-2 the count here on Jake Roberts. So right now, Pay running out at second base. Over at first, Bergstrom. Ready to go, the 1-2 on its way. Right off the plate, misses. And it's going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes the count here on Jake Roberts. Good speed on the base pass for the Golden Eagles. Here as the 2-2 pitch, about ready to come home, and the kick and the delivery. Roberts there, it looks like he offered at it, but the runners are going to move up here. And right here, they want to appeal, and yes, he did, says the base umpire right there. So Roberts goes down on strikes for the first out of the 4th inning. However, Pay and Bergstrom both move up 90 feet. So it works out essentially kind of equals out if you're Maple Mountain to the equivalent of a sacrifice right there, which is I think what Gary Miner might have been going for with the bunt attempt. And Jarrett McAllister stands in, who's 1 for 2. First pitch to McAllister, fastball stays high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes here on McAllister. One ball and no strikes, the pitch on its way. There's a fastball right below the belt in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Dalton Hagan right now trying to work out of this jam here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Maple Mountain not going away. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home. Breaking ball that settles in just below or just above the knees, and it's 1-2 the count here on McAllister. Hagan taking his time here in the 4th. He's not really been feeling rushed all day. The pitch on its way, line right to the third baseman. Morph, they'll go to second and didn't get Bergstrom. It was, again, a hard hit ball just right at someone. I don't think if you're Jarrett McAllister there, you could hit the ball any harder. But Keaton Morph was just right there to quickly stab it out of the air. He made a nice throw back to second, just couldn't get Bergstrom right there. That's through. That probably scores both runs. Here's Dawson Hall, 1 for 2. A strikeout and doubled back in his last at-bat. Came around to score in the 3rd as well. Pitch there and over for a called strike, and the count moves to 0-1 here on Dawson Hall. Hagan ready, takes a look in. Behind the plate, gets the sign from Goodwin, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Hall just couldn't come up there with the swing to make contact. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 6-3 lead for Corner Canyon. Hagan ready to go, takes a look in. And time called right here, it looks like by Hall. He wants to step out, now he'll step back in. Ready to go right here. Here's the pitch on its way to Dawson Hall. It's lifted, popped up, and fouled away. It'll be 1-2 here on Dawson Hall. Pay running over at 3rd, running at 2nd. Ethan Bergstrom. Big gap right up the middle here. If Dawson Hall was to time one just right, send one through the infield. This game started off through the first about inning or two, actually going at a pretty good pace. Once the scoring started, though, both teams kind of slowed down as Hall makes contact there again and sends it foul. Up above the fence, there's a kind of a walkway that leads you to the neighborhood. Into some homes here right in the area. Here's the 1-2 pitch. On its way to Dawson Hall. He swings through it, and Dalton Hagan works out of a pretty good jam. Maple Mountain had the first 2 men on base, but then Hagan shuts the door with 2 strikeouts and a lineout. We've played 4 here from Desert Hills High School. It's Corner Canyon 6, Maple Mountain 3. You're watching high school baseball here on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Well, we head to the top of the 5th inning, a 6-3 lead, I should say. You get the combination of 3, 6, and 5 on the scoreboard, and, well, sometimes easy to get a couple numbers mixed up. But nonetheless, it's a 6-3 lead right now for the Corner Canyon Chargers, as Maple Mountain will go to the bullpen and bring in Wally Averett. The right-hander will come in to throw here in the 5th inning, and he will get the bottom part of the lineup for Corner Canyon here in the 5th inning. It's going to be 9-1-2 coming up here for Corner Canyon. Jack Roundy, Connor Eveline, and then Preston Wingett coming up right here, as Wally Averett will go to work here against Jack Roundy. Roundy has walked and then singled and came around to score in the 3-run 4th inning. Chargers have scored 3 runs each of the last 2 innings, and there a first pitch ball is taken by Roundy. The pitch on its way, the 1-0 is going to be swung on, popped up, and this one will be sent foul, and we'll do the 0-1, or we'll have a 1-ball, 1-strike count now coming here on Jack Roundy. Ready to go. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Right in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count here on Jack Roundy. Averett kicks and delivers the 1-2, and that's a fastball. It stays about letter high. Corner Canyon blue tops and white pants with a blue CC. You might be able to see it there, kind of in the top of the uniform there, and a good swing there by Roundy to get that one to fall out into left field. Just kind of shortened the swing and made good contact, and Roundy has his second base hit of the afternoon, and now that will bring up the shortstop, Connor Eveline. Eveline has reached in all 3 of his plate appearances, which I think 2 of which will end up being ruled as errors, but he also has a single, has scored 2 runs, and there he has another base hit as he lines this one into the left field for a base hit, and Corner Canyon just continues to hit the baseball. Runners on now at first and second, nobody out, and now you bring up Preston Wingett. Wingett's grounded out to third, grounded out to first, and reached on an error, and now Jarrett McAllister wants to go out and have a conversation here with Wally Averett here in the 5th. We got underway at 11:48. Just about 20 minutes past when we were scheduled. Almost coming up here right now at about an hour and 40 minutes into this one. The pitch on its way home, swung on and missed there by Preston Wingett, and no balls and a strike. Well, if you missed the top part of the show, or of the broadcast today, the 0-1 pitch, bunt laid down the third baseline. This is going to roll foul, and it's a good thing if you're Maple Mountain that one rolls foul, because, boy, I don't know if Preston Wingett could have had a better placed bunt if you were to just kind of computer simulate it, because put it in one of the most difficult spots to get to it, because it's a long run for the catcher, pitcher, and third baseman to get there. But Wingett just had enough spin on the ball there where it went foul. Christian Bainter warming up down in the bullpen for Maple Mountain, and there's a called strike 3 on the fastball. Warren Averett just froze Wingett there for the strikeout. Or sorry, not Warren Averett, Wally Averett. And there's one gone here in the 5th inning, and that brings up Andrew Aston. Aston has walked twice and grounded out to second. Scored a run in this one here for Corner Canyon, and the pitch on its way is going to be in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 the count on Aston. Corner Canyon's going to be a tough team in 5A this year. It'll be a really tough team, I think. Just looking at them, it's hard to tell, obviously, because you're, not that deep into the season. This one's popped up over towards third. Peterson has it in foul territory, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the 5th inning. And there's 2 gone, and that's going to bring up Braden Wingate. Wingate's been hit by a pitch twice this afternoon, also has a single and has scored a run. A lot of these Chargers have been on base today in some form or another. 1 through 9, everybody's been on base today for Corner Canyon. In this game against Maple Mountain, the pitch on its way misses off the plate for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Braden Wingate. And that's a pretty good accomplishment. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody has a hit, as that one gets in there for a called strike. But everybody has found a way to reach base, whether it was via a walk, being hit by a pitch, a base hit. And so, that's really what you need in order to win baseball games. You need to score runs, and oftentimes you're going to score runs by getting runners on base. Very few teams can win games just because they hit home runs. And Wingate hits a ground ball deep in the hole short. It's knocked down by Roberts, but he won't have a play. And the bases are now full for Corner Canyon here with 2 outs in the 5th. That's going to be a base hit for Braden Wingate, as it was hit so deep in the hole. It would have taken a perfect throw over to first by Jake Roberts to even have a play. And here's Colin Garrett. Garrett has flown out to right, struck out, and been hit by a pitch. It's the 4th time through the Corner Canyon lineup as the first pitch gets in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1 here on Colin Garrett. Ready to go here, and the pitch on its way. That one's popped up. McAllister gives it a quick glance, but it goes foul there, back over. I want to call it kind of a cliff over that's above the left field, over the kind of the third base side dugout. There's some rock. I'm not sure if a cliff is the right word because it doesn't quite have the drop off, but that one misses outside for a ball, and it's 1-2 now, the count here on Colin Garrett. However, there's just enough. I don't know. Don't exactly know how to describe it. I'm going to call it a cliff because that's what it seems like. And it starts up by the neighborhood with some fencing, and then it's just this drop off before you hit a cement wall. And then below that cement wall is a walkway. And then you have another cement wall to the field. Pitch comes in, misses outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Colin Garrett. Corner Canyon trying to win both of their games today. Win Pool B. Playing the semifinals tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch must have missed a little bit inside. The count will go full. Now, here's a situation with 2 outs where the runners can really take off here once Wally Averett delivers the baseball. The runners can be taken off. This is when a ball in the gap could clear the bases. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Garrett takes this one to center. Dawson Hall's going to play it on the hop. Scoring on the play is Roundy. Eveline right behind him. He slides into home, and it's now going to be a 8-3 lead for Corner Canyon. A 2-out, 2-run single there by Colin Garrett opens this one up here in the 5th inning. So with 2 gone, it will bring up Keaton Morph. Morph has grounded to short, had an RBI single, and then has also walked. First pitch to Morph. He takes a big cut there and came up empty. No balls and a strike. The count here on Morph. 8-3 right now in favor of Corner Canyon. The Chargers looking to add to it. That one misses low for a ball. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Averett checks the runner, comes home. That one low. It's going to skip behind Jarrett McAllister. And moving up 90 feet will be Braden Wingett from second down to third. So a heads up base running there. Braden Wingett able to move up 90 feet. Now he's closer to home. Now you have to be careful here in case they do the Corner Canyon tries to do some kind of double steal. You need to know how to handle it. Sometimes you'll see the second baseman cut off the throw and quickly then try to throw home. The 2-1 pitch. Must have missed. I'm thinking maybe a little inside. Nonetheless, ball 3. It's 3-1. The count here on Keaton Morph. Morph should see something good to hit here from Wally Averett. 3-1 pitch is going to be popped up. This is going to be playable on the infield. Hartman coming over, and there's going to be some contact between Hartman and Siemens. Nobody's going to come up with the baseball, and Braden Wingett will come in to score, and it is now 9-3 in favor of Corner Canyon. Colin Garrett gets to third, and that's going to be ruled an error. And the hard part was it was a high pop-up, and Siemens came over and Hartman came over, and I think they were both trying to come up with it. What I'm not sure of is if potentially they might have lost it in the sun. They put an error up on the scoreboard here as Peyton Richards takes the first pitch fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1 here on Richards. Tommy Goodwin in the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch on its way, over for a called strike. And it's 0-2 the count here on Richards. Here's the 0-2. Runner takes off. The throw is going to be in time, and Roberts will apply the tag, and this inning will come to an end. Corner Canyon, however, adds 3 more here in the 5th. And we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Corner Canyon 9, Maple Mountain 3. The Golden Eagles are going to have some work to do right here to try to see if they can get back in this one. And they'll need to kind of chip their way back into it. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17 to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, McKell, Jansen and Wise, Attorneys at Law, Dickerson Automotive, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Tony Basso, the Auto Group, and then Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance. We thank all of our sponsors for being able to help bring all these broadcasts possible to you each and every week throughout our high school sports season. Here as we go from having football where we're outdoors to basketball, where we get to go indoors, where it's not so dependent on the weather, to back to baseball. And boy, I tell you, you can kind of see it. It's a nice day out here at the ballpark today for high school baseball in St. George. It is not overly warm, but it's warm enough, but still yet cool. You know, you don't want it to be too hot necessarily, but you want it to be warm enough. So moving ahead to the bottom of the 5th inning, it will be Mikey Peterson, Justin Hartman, and Ben Peterson coming up here for Maple Mountain. They'll face a new pitcher. It will be Cole Schaefer, number 19, coming in to pitch here. So Dalton Hagen's day has come to an end as Cole Schaefer takes over. Will take over right here as they get ready to go right here, as Mikey Peterson will stand in the box. As boy, you can see our You can see there momentarily our nice setup here. We have our tent up. This year we're actually double tented. We have a big tent, and then we have another one right behind it. As Schaefer ready to go, his first pitch to Mikey Peterson comes inside and hits him in the back. And so Peterson's aboard here to start the 5th inning. Right here, and that will bring up Justin Hartman. Hartman has walked and reached on an error for Maple Mountain. The Golden Eagles, of course, have a couple-hour break, and then they'll play what's scheduled to be a 4:30 first pitch. Northridge against Uinta, the game before them. Before the Juan Diego Maple Mountain game, the Soaring Eagle losing to Corner Canyon earlier this morning. I believe it was 11-1 in only played 5 innings in that one. And first pitch to Hartman misses for a ball. It's 1-0. The count on Justin Hartman. Hartman saw a lot of time last year, if I remember correctly, out in the outfield and right field. This year's been playing a lot of second base. Schaefer ready to go, comes in, and Hartman rolls that one foul over towards the Golden Eagle dugout. The Maple Mountain occupying the third base dugout. Corner Canyon occupying the first base dugout. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. Schaefer working from the stretch, looks in and comes home. That one just missing low. A nice job there by Goodwin to try to maybe frame the pitch or kind of bring it back into the strike zone. That one missing for a ball. And it's 2-1 the count here on Justin Hartman. Peterson running over at first base for Maple Mountain. The pitch on its way. That one misses low for a ball. And the count moves to 3-1 on Justin Hartman. Big hole on the left side of the diamond right now. That one inside and tight, and it hits Hartman. Would have been ball 4 anyway, but that one hits Hartman, and so Schaefer has started off the 5th with back-to-back hit batters. And Ben Peterson will come to the plate, and that will spark a visit to the mound here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, tomorrow we have more baseball action coming your way from the Red Rock Classic at Dixie State University. A 2:30 first pitch between Taylorsville and Spanish Fork. And then it will be a 5 p.m. scheduled first pitch for Spanish Fork against Timpanogos, which should be fun all the way around the board. For tomorrow, we'll wrap up our coverage from St. George and get ready to get back to Spanish Fork, and we'll be pretty close to starting region play, as we'll have someone come in to run out at second base for Mikey Peterson. It's going to be number 19, Jake Walker, who will come in to speed up run for Peterson. Here's Ben Peterson now coming to the plate. Peterson had a 2-run single back in the first and struck out in the 4th. First pitch about ready to come home to Peterson. On its way, that one's in there for a called strike, and it's no balls and a strike here on Ben Peterson. Jake Walker running at second, Justin Hartman running at first. Golden Eagles trailing 9-3 here in the 5th. They don't need to get 6 runs back here. They need to kind of chip away. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way. It's going to be rolled foul down the line. It'll be 0-2. I'm interested to see, because of the fact that we're getting close. I know tomorrow they had designated here at the Summit Athletic Club Invitational that tomorrow's games would have a 2-hour time limit. I would imagine if tomorrow's has a 2-hour time limit, I would imagine today's would as well. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. And down on strikes goes Peterson. 1 out here in the 5th inning. That's going to bring up Trevor Siemens. The reason why I bring this up is we're about 2 minutes away or so from that 2-hour time limit. And with Maple Mountain being the home team, I'm not sure exactly how well they would enforce that, or if there is, and if there is a 2-hour time limit like there is coming tomorrow, this one may be in danger of ending early, which really, this is why getting down in these kind of games that have some kind of a time limit to it can be really detrimental. Here's the pitch, comes inside and tight to Siemens for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Here on Siemens, who's 1 for 2, is struck out and singled back in the 3rd inning. The right-hander, Cole Schaefer, on the mound, going to work. Checks the runner. And it looks like time called here, right as Schaefer was about to deliver the pitch. Schaefer working here from the stretch. Takes a look over his shoulder at first to check Justin Hartman. And the pitch on its way, look out, and it comes in and hits Siemens, and the bases are loaded on 3 hit by pitches to hitters. And now that's going to bring up Hansley Pay. Pay's 1 for 2, is grounded to 3rd and also singled back in the 4th for Maple Mountain. Ready to go. Schaefer checks the runners, delivers the first pitch to Pay. That one misses low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. I was given a note in between middle of the inning saying that I had been incorrectly pronouncing his name, and my apologies. That one's high for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes here on Hansley Pay. We want to make sure we get that right going forward here. Here's the 2-0 pitch, ready to go to Pay. That one inside and tight, and it hit Pay. And I think that's going to be a very short outing here for the pitcher, Schaefer, as he hits 4 batters, and he'll have the baseball taken from him here in the 5th inning. It's a 9-4 lead right now for Corner Canyon. And we'll have a new pitcher. I believe it's going to be Noah Graff, number 18, who will run in here for the Corner Canyon Chargers. Right now, as you see a conference going on between some of the Maple Mountain coaches and players trying to find a way. This is what Maple Mountain needed. They, when you're trailing by 5, 6 runs, you really need base runners. And if you're Maple Mountain right now, if you get those base runners from a whole bunch of people being hit by a pitch or a bunch of back-to-back hits, that's what you'll take them any way you can get them right now. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Desert Hills High School. I guess the second day technically of the Summit Athletic Club Invitational. It got underway last night with a 7 p.m. game between the host team, the Desert Hills Thunder, and Northridge. As Maple Mountain right now will have the changes explained to head coach Gary Minor, and they'll be able to get everything updated here. All the rosters and scorecards that coaches will keep. Noah Graff, the new right-hander, will continuing here in a few of his warm-up tosses that he'll get on the mound, and now we're going to have somebody come in, it looks like, to run out at second base for Maple Mountain. Cole Rollins, number 12, will come in and run. Rollins will run out at second base for Trevor Siemens. So Rollins in will run at second. That might be to get a little more speed on the base path. Ethan Bergstrom will be the hitter. Bergstrom has drawn a pair of walks on the day. Hunter Shaw throwing down in the bullpen for Maple Mountain. So Noah Graff, the right-hander, ready to face Bergstrom. And the pitch on its way, low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes here. Running over at third is Justin Hartman, Cole Rollins at second, and then Hansley Pay running over at first. The 1-0 pitch on its way, low and outside for ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The count here on Ethan Bergstrom, the 9-hole hitter for Maple Mountain. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1 gone. 9-4 lead right now for Corner Canyon. Here's the 2-0 pitch on its way home. Bergstrom takes that one with the fastball right over the knees for a called strike, and it's 2-1. Bergstrom still in a good hitter's count. Should see something good here from Graff. Graff, a sophomore, ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. That one bounces in the dirt and gets to the backstop. Hartman will score from third, and everybody else will move up 90 feet. So Justin Hartman didn't waste any time. That one just skipping past Goodwin, and then Rollins and Pay both move up 90 feet. And like you said, this is where if you're Maple Mountain, you'll take runs any way you can get them. Bergstrom now, a base hit, could cut the lead to 2. Graff ready to go. Here's the 3-1 pitch on its way. Is going to be popped up and go foul, and we'll have another 3-2 pitch. We'll have a 3-2 pitch coming here to Bergstrom. Three balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out in the 5th. Graff ready to go, kicks and delivers this one out low and outside, ball 4, and Bergstrom draws his 3rd walk of the ball game. And you go back to the top of the lineup, and here is Jake Roberts. Roberts has grounded out, struck out, and then also had a single back in the 3rd. That single brought home a run for Maple Mountain. Bases still chock full of Golden Eagles. Roberts representing the tying run at the plate, and the pitch on its way. Fastball stays above the belt for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Jake Roberts. The next game was supposed to start in 5 minutes. So I would imagine that game is going to start a little late as Roberts swings through it and evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike here with 1 gone in the 5th inning. Graff ready to go here from the stretch. Kicks and delivers this one to Roberts. A fastball, it stays above the belt for ball 2. It's 2 balls and a strike here on Jake Roberts. Jarrett McAllister in the on-deck circle, and then it would be Dawson Hall. Tying run at the plate for Maple Mountain and Jake Roberts. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one misses low and outside, ball 3, and the count moves to 3-1 here on Jake Roberts. So once again, you've seen Maple Mountain just take the patient approach and just say, you know what, I'm going to throw strikes, and I'm going to make you throw strikes, and if it's not something I want to hit, I'm going to let it go. The 3-1 pitch. Roberts grounds this one over to first. They're going to come home and get the out. The snap throw down to first to get Roberts. Not going to be in time. But a heads-up play there by Braden Wingett there to get the out at the plate for the first out. Sorry, for the second out here of the 5th inning. Everybody else moving up. Pay down to third. Bergstrom to second. Bases still loaded for Maple Mountain. And here's Jarrett McAllister. I would imagine that the tournament directors will not let this game go past much longer past 2 o'clock. The first one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Be different if this was a tournament championship or something. But given the situation, I would think that this very easily could be Maple Mountain's last out here of this ball game. The 0-1 pitch coming to McAllister. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2. So we'll keep you. We'll let you know. I mean, the umpire will make it pretty clear that this ball game's over here at the end of the inning. So just kind of hang tight for a minute. We'll let you know what we find out. No balls and 2 strikes here on McAllister. Graff ready to go. Looks in. Delivers this one. McAllister takes it high for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Jarrett McAllister. In tournament settings like this, you don't want to get too far behind schedule. A few minutes or so isn't bad, but you don't want to start getting really behind. The 1-2 pitch on its way. That one low and outside, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Then it just starts throwing the rest of all your games off schedule, and teams are showing up and they're waiting to play later and later. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way to McAllister. He lifts it out into left center field. Preston Wingett running over. He'll make the catch, and the inning comes to an end right there. And they're taking the field for the 6th. So we'll take a break here. It's Corner Canyon leading Maple Mountain by a score of 9-5. We head to the 6th after the break here on Spanish 417.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
So we move to the top of the 6th inning here in St. George, Utah, as Maple Mountain still has some time to work with here, as it was a 9-5 lead for Corner Canyon. We head to the 6th inning. Wally Averett will go back to work here for the Golden Eagles. And right now, Maple Mountain, the biggest thing that Wally Averett can do is throw up some zeros on the scoreboard. Right here, that's the biggest thing. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in a bigger kind of hole and gap to fill right here. There will be some changes, it looks like, defensively for Maple Mountain. Ethan Bergstrom is going to move into play second base. Going out to right field, because that's where Bergstrom was at, is number 2. That's Hunter Shaw, will replace Bergstrom in right. And I'm thinking Justin Hartman is either replaced defensively or out of the ballgame. First pitch is going to be swung out and missed there by Timmy Goodwin. It will be Goodwin, Roundy, and Eveline, 8, 9, and 1 coming up here for Corner Canyon. The 0-1 pitch in there at the knees for a called strike, and it's 0-1. So Bergstrom to second. Shaw to right as a ball comes in there. It's 1-2 the count here on Timmy Goodwin. Pitch on its way is misses outside, and Goodwin battling back in the count here. Now evens gets the count back to even here. Pitch on its way, that one misses, and now the count goes, I believe, full 3-2. And there's a ground ball right there off the glove and into left field for a base hit. And that will get Goodwin on to start the 6th inning. And now that's going to bring up Jack Roundy. Roundy's got a pair of singles and also walked, so he's been aboard all 3 times today for Corner Canyon. And the pitch swinging right away was Roundy, and he'll foul that one away, and we'll do this one all over again. No balls and a strike on Jack Roundy. Corner Canyon looks like they hold on, they'll win Pool B. And Maple Mountain or Juan Diego that's scheduled to begin at 4:30, the pickoff move. Roundy dives back, not Roundy, but Goodwin dives back safely. That game at 4:30 then becomes important for the winner would advance to the semifinals. That one's popped up and sent foul by Roundy, and be 0-2 here on Roundy. So that's something to keep in mind as we go throughout into that game later on this evening. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. Gonna miss inside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Jack Roundy. Corner Canyon will be sitting pretty good to go play in that game into the semifinals tomorrow against whoever finishes second in Pool A, and that one missing low, I think moves the count to 2-2. So Roundy just battling here, working the count back into his favor. Pickoff move, diving back safely is going to be Roundy. That's Goodwin who dives back safely. Connor Eveline on deck for Corner Canyon. The pitch, and there's a ground ball into left field for a base hit, and Corner Canyon just keeps hitting. The ball bobbled out and left. The throw coming into third, and they are going to gun down Goodwin, who tried to go from first to third, and there's the first out of the inning. But moving up to second on the throw was Jack Roundy, so Goodwin retired in the first out of the 6th inning, and back to the top of the lineup, and Connor Eveline. Eveline has 2 hits, has reached on 2 errors, and has scored 3 runs today for Corner Canyon. Really has been in the leadoff spot well. This is his 5th plate appearance of the day. Pitch on its way, in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 the count here on Connor Eveline. Preston Wingate in the on-deck circle. No balls and 1 strike the count here on Connor Eveline. And the pitch low, and that one squirts behind McAllister. And moving down to third base will be Jack Roundy. Once again, we see Corner Canyon taking advantage of getting that extra base, and right there it just got past McAllister, and a heads-up play there by Roundy to take the extra 90 feet. Wally Averett delivers that one, and that one misses for a ball. 2-1 the count here on Eveline. Preston Wingate in the on-deck circle. Will hit next for Corner Canyon. There, Eveline was able to hold up his swing. Started to go through like he was going to swing at it, but ends up holding up there to take a ball. And it's now 3-1 on Eveline. Ready to go. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one misses above the letters for ball 4. And Eveline is on here in the 6th. So a couple of base runners on. Here's Preston Wingate. And Wingate has grounded out twice, reached on an error, and struck out in his last at-bat. Wally Averett right now, number 20, gets set on the pitcher's mound here for Maple Mountain. Averett ready to go on the hill from the stretch, comes in and gets that one over for a called strike. Just around the belt for a called strike to Preston Wingate. 9-5 lead right now for Corner Canyon. The pitch on its way. Eveline acted like he was going, but then decides not to, and the count moves now to 1-1. Northridge and Uinta to follow. Both of those teams are here. They're just waiting for this one to end. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way in there at the knees for a called strike. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count here on Preston Wingate. Ready to go. Eveline takes off. Wingate hits the baseball deep into left center field. Dawson Hall going back, and that ball is going to run out of room. It's a 3-run homer for Preston Wingate, and that makes it 12-5 Corner Canyon. And that one cleared the bases pretty quick. It just had a lot of carry on it. And Dawson Hall went all the way back into deep left center field just to the right of the American flag. And that one was able to find a way to get out. It increases the lead out to 12-5 here in the 6th. And now that's going to bring up Andrew Aston. This is a Corner Canyon team that has a lot of pop. I think they hit 4 home runs as a team in the game this morning against Juan Diego. Here's Andrew Aston ready to go here with 1 away. And the pitch comes home, and Aston turns on it, pulls it well foul. No balls and a strike, the count here on Aston. Pitch on its way, the 0-1. Aston takes that one off the plate for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Andrew Aston. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one misses inside and tight for a ball, and it's 2-1 the count here on Andrew Aston. The 2-1 on its way. Aston swings and hits this one well to right field. That one's going back, and it is gone. Back-to-back home runs as Andrew Aston goes deep. The second time today that Corner Canyon's gone back-to-back. They did it in their first game today and make it 13-5 lead for Corner Canyon. And it's still not going to be any easier here with Braden Wingate coming to the plate right now. Wingate has 2 hits, has scored 2 runs, has reached in all 4 of his plate appearances, including being hit by a pair of pitches today. Pitch on its way to Wingate, in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Looking ahead to the 6th for Maple Mountain, it will be Dawson Hall, Mikey Peterson, and scheduled to hit would be Justin Hartman. Pitch on its way inside and tight for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Braden Wingate. Colin Garrett in the on-deck circle. The 1-1 pitch is popped up and sent foul, and we'll do the 1-2 pitch again here in a moment. Here's the 1-2 on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. Braden Wingate down on strikes for the second out of the 6th inning. Brings up Colin Garrett. Garrett has a 2-run single, a strikeout. Was hit by a pitch and is also flown out. And there, the first pitch hits him, and he will take first base. So Colin Garrett is hit by a pitch, and that brings up Keaton Morph. Morph has reached 3 times on an error, walked, singled, and grounded out in his plate appearances here this afternoon. Pitch on its way in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 the count here on Keaton Morph. Morph represents the 10th run, so the 10-run rule is in effect here in the tournament. Pitch on its way, Morph kind of ducks his head out of the way for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes here on Keaton Morph. That pitch in there for a called strike. It just catches the inside corner. It's 1-2 the count here on Keaton Morph. Running over at first base is Colin Garrett. He takes off with the pitch. That one's low. A good throw down to second from McAllister, and they nail him at second base. And the top of the 6th comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Maple Mountain in dire need of some base runners and some dire need of some offense here in the bottom of the 6th inning, looking to try to see if they can keep this one close here. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors on Spanish Fork 17 for making these broadcasts possible. We have the Tony Basso Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, Mikkel Christiansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, Dickerson Automotive, and Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance. We thank everybody for making these broadcasts possible here throughout the weekend and throughout our high school baseball season. I also want to remind you can follow our pages on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram to keep up with the latest shows, live broadcasts, and our SF17 staff. Just look for Spanish Fork 17. We want to remind and welcome those watching on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Great to have everybody with us here this afternoon. You can catch a lot of our live broadcasts and other live events on that YouTube page as we try to do our best to get those events there and also archived as well. Bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to bring up Dawson Hall, Mikey Peterson, and then it's scheduled to be Justin Hartman, as Maple Mountain needs to see if they can get something going here against Noah Graff here in the 6th inning. Just past 2 o'clock, 2:15 or so. Right here, here's Dawson Hall coming to the plate. Hall has struck out twice and doubled back in the 3rd. Came around to score a run as well. Hall will stand in, ready to go from that left side. Noah Graff, the right-hander, ready to go. Graff kicks and delivers this one, and Hall fouls it back to the screen. No balls and a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Dawson Hall. That one's fastball misses away, and the count moves to 1-1. 13-5 lead for Corner Canyon here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home, low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike, the count here on Dawson Hall. Northridge, the Knights, and the Uinta Utes to follow this one here. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Dawson Hall. That one misses low and inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike on Dawson Hall. Infield back here for Corner Canyon. Outfield pretty much straight away. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Hall, high, ball 4. Dawson Hall draws a walk here to lead off the 6th inning. So Hall reaches, and that will bring up Mikey Peterson. Peterson has walked, been hit by a pitch, and has struck out. Has came around to score 2 runs, though, today for Maple Mountain. So he's found a way to reach base today for the Golden Eagles, which is really what they need right now, is to get some base runners. That one's blocked in the dirt. A nice job by Dawson Hall. He'll take off immediately and go down to second base. And with nobody out, Maple Mountain has a runner in scoring position. Sometimes it can be hard to get a clean read on the ball in the dirt as to how far it's going to skip away or if the catcher is going to be able to block it. But there, he wasn't able to. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's going to miss for a ball, and it moves the count to 2 balls and no strikes here on Mikey Peterson. Graff ready to go, kicks and delivers the 2-0 pitch, which is swung through it and missed, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The count here on Mikey Peterson. Justin Hartman in the on-deck circle, ready to go. Or sorry, not Justin Hartman. It's number 2, Hunter Shaw, who's in the on-deck circle, ready to go for Maple Mountain. So he will hit here in the 6th inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. Peterson pops this one up. The second baseman, Eveline, going out. He'll make the catch, and there's one away here in the 6th inning. Here's Hunter Shaw. Shaw will be coming to the plate for the first time today. Shaw replaced Justin Hartman earlier for the Golden Eagles. Shaw wearing number 2, standing in. Noah Graff, the right-hander, checks the runner at second. And the pitch on its way, and that one missing off the plate for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Being up 13-5, if you're Corner Canyon, Dawson Hall out at second base doesn't really mean much to you. Even if he scores, you still have a comfortable lead. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming to Hunter Shaw. That one misses off the plate for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes, the count here on Hunter Shaw. Following this game here on Spanish Fork 17, we'll take a pause and we'll come back, scheduled to begin at 4:30. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike between Juan Diego and Maple Mountain. Just a little over 2 hours from now. Here's the 2-1 pitch, about ready to come. Graff steps off the mound. Two balls and 1 strike with 1 away. And the pitch on its way home is lifted by Shaw out in the left field. Coming in, it's Preston Wingate who will make the catch, and there's 2 away. 2 gone. Here's Ben Peterson. Peterson back in the first inning had a 2-run single on a hard hit ball that went up the middle that at the time gave Maple Mountain an early 2-0 lead. And it looked like Maple Mountain may have an opportunity in this one to be able to get that early lead, which was big, but then, boy, Corner Canyon, as once those bats came alive, it's been tough slowing down the Chargers today. That one misses away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes here to Ben Peterson. Noah Graff has done a nice job in relief for Corner Canyon. The 1-0 pitch on its way is be swung on and popped up. Playable, it appears, for Goodwin, the catcher, who will make the catch right around the on-deck circle, and the 6th inning comes to an end. We head to the 7th here in St. George. It's Corner Canyon 13, Maple Mountain 5. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Well, the Golden Eagles will make a pitching change here at the ballpark. Number 4, Christian Bainter will come in to pitch here for the Golden Eagles. And I'm sorry, that is, well, yes and no. Pitching for Maple Mountain will be number 10, Trevor Siemens. Christian Bainter, however, will come in to play first base. So the Golden Eagles going a little deeper here in game 1 than maybe head coach Gary Miner had planned to and or wanted to. But now he'll have an opportunity here to see what some of his other pitchers can do if needed, as Keaton Morph will stand in to lead it off here in the top of the 7th inning. He was at the plate when Colin Garrett was caught stealing in the inning. So Siemens to the mound. Morph will stand in the batter's box ready to go. And we'll be back here momentarily to playing baseball here in the 7th and final inning of, well, final scheduled inning, I guess. And the first pitch on its way is going to be grounded right to third. And Peterson's going to kick it over to Roberts, who's going to make the throw, but it's not going to be in time. A hard hit ball right at Mikey Peterson. And the runner will reach here, and they're going to give that an error. On the scoreboard, at least. So, Keaton Morph aboard. Here's Peyton Richards. And the pitch on its way. Richards lines this one up the middle. Roberts makes a nice sliding stop. Gets it to Bergstrom, who turns over to first in time for a 4-6-3. Or 6-4-3 double play. A nice job there by Jake Roberts with a very quick and needed turn right there. And there's 2 gone here in the 7th. And that will bring up Timmy Goodwin. That's really what Maple Mountain needed right there, was something to end any sort of threat of the runner getting aboard the base paths. The pitch on its way. Goodwin swings at the first pitch, hits it well out to left field, and this one is going to go foul deep down the left field line. Goodwin will retreat back to home plate, where he will have an 0-1 count on the Corner Canyon catcher. Get a new base and then get the baseball back out to the pitcher here as the 0-1 pitch from Siemens on its way home. Bounces in the dirt, didn't quite get all the way to home plate for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The count here on Timmy Goodwin. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th for Maple Mountain, it will be Trevor Siemens, Hansley Pay, and Ethan Bergstrom, as that one's rolled foul over towards the Maple Mountain dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Timmy Goodwin. Jack Roundy in the on-deck circle for the Corner Canyon Chargers. The 1-2 pitch misses outside for a ball. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Siemens ready to go, takes a look in. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. Just what the doctor ordered if you were Maple Mountain, is to get a quick 1-2-3 inning with no damage done. But Maple Mountain has dug themselves a hole. They trail Corner Canyon 13-5 heading to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Maple Mountain needs to get some base runners going here pretty quick. Let's take a moment here to thank our sponsors here for making this broadcast possible. We got the Tony Basso Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Dickerson Automotive, Mikkel Chris Jansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, 2 Jacks Pizza, and Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance. We thank them for their support of high school athletics here on Spanish Fork 17. With their help, we're able to do events like this and bring you live sports coverage. Well, Noah Graff has been tough on Maple Mountain here this afternoon in relief for Corner Canyon, and the Golden Eagles are in a position where they need to try to swing the bats here and try to get something going. And I think we're going to have we may have some different hitters coming to the plate here for Maple Mountain. At number 21, that is Dylan Boyer, making his way, or getting ready to make his way to home plate. It looks like he's going to hit here for Trevor Siemens. And Lisa's going to give that a look. Christian Bainter as well has a bat in his hand, so we'll see what he's going to do. So we're going to get, it looks like, Boyer in the spot where Siemens was hitting. And so Dylan Boyer will stand in here to face Noah Graff. Base runners needed if you're Maple Mountain. And you need to be very selective on the outs that you take. If you're Corner Canyon, really you're just looking for those final 3 outs and advance to the semifinals tomorrow. And first pitch on its way is fouled away here at the plate by Boyer. No balls and a strike to count on Dylan Boyer. Uinta, I think their pitcher is already beginning to warm up down in the bullpen. The 0-1 pitch on its way to Boyer, takes a fastball high. Ball 1, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Boyer. Which is kind of a smart idea, because you're probably looking after this game only about 20 minutes before that other game, that Uinta Northridge game starts. That one misses low for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. It takes them about 20 minutes or so to prepare the field for play. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here on Dylan Boyer. Ready to go, the pitch on its way, low, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike here on Boyer. Noah Graff having a hard time finding the strike zone here to start the 7th inning. Infield back here for Corner Canyon. And the 3-1 pitch to Boyer is low, ball 4. So just what the doctor ordered if you're Maple Mountain. You need base runners, and you find a way to get them on, as that's going to bring up Christian Bainter, who will hit here. He's hitting in the spot for Hansley Pay. Graff ready to go, pickoff move, diving back is going to be Boyer over at first, and a pretty good move there from Noah Graff. He really hasn't had to use that move too much on the day. And the pitch on its way, swung on and missed. A good cut there by Bainter, and came up empty, no balls and a strike. The afternoon clouds moving in, some thicker, heavier clouds beginning to move in. That one in there for a called strike. And it's 0-2 the count here on Bainter. No balls and 2 strikes. Graff ready to go. Kicks and delivers the 0-2 pitch. That's grounded right to short. They'll get the out at second for 1. The turn by Eveline is in time for the 6-4-3 double play. And with 1 swing of the bat, Maple Mountain's down to their final out. And it's going to be, hitting in that spot will be Orlando Corona, who will hit here for Ethan Bergstrom. We saw Corona run earlier in the game for Jarrett McAllister, but have not seen him have a plate appearance, and he'll take the first pitch high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here in this one. Following the game, we'll take a short break. We'll come back, we'll have some post-game comments, and then we'll get you back to regularly scheduled programming up until our next contest, which is scheduled to begin at 4:30, but that's just a little over 2 hours from now, so maybe closer to 5 before that one gets underway. That one misses low for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. The count here on Orlando Corona. Graff ready to go. Here's the 3-0 pitch. On its way, that one in there for a called strike as Corona was taking all the way, and it's 3-1 the count. Graff ready to go here, working from the stretch. The 3-1 on its way. Corona grounds this one up the middle. This could be a tough play. Eveline to his left, throws the first in time, and the ball game comes to an end. Maple Mountain drops their first one today by a 13-5 final to Corner Canyon. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up. We'll have our MVP Sports MVP of the game. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
Wild Mustangs. They're supposed to be one of the most gentle creatures in nature.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these. That's why more people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Lance Wilson today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Well, the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles dropped their first game of the day by a score of 13-5. They fall to 0-1 in Pool B here in their tournament bracket. So if they want to stay in the opportunity to play potentially in tomorrow's championship game, they're going to have to get past Juan Diego here later on this afternoon in order to have that opportunity here. Maple Mountain got off to a quick 2-0 lead, but then, boy, once the Corner Canyon bats came alive, it became a tough night for Maple Mountain pitchers. The Chargers scored 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 3 in the fifth, and then 4 in the sixth to win by a final of 13-5. Some days, the MVP Sports MVP of the game is sometimes a little bit easier to come up with than others, and sometimes you have to look at the positive things that happened in the ball game today. And really, when you take a look at it, one of the biggest things Maple Mountain needed today, especially when they got down, was base runners and was finding ways to get guys to come to be able to score runs and get guys on base. Without the guys getting on base, you don't have a big opportunity to be able to score those runs. And when I take a look at the box score today, Mikey Peterson's our MVP Sports MVP of the game. He scored 2 of the 5 Maple Mountain runs. Each time he got on via a walk. One time was hit by a pitch. He was able to get Maple Mountain, those guys, to at least get on base to give them an opportunity. We will say so long for now here from Desert Hills High School, where Maple Mountain drops game 1 13-5. Their second game against Juan Diego scheduled to start around 4:30. Now, the tough part with that is, with the scheduled start time of 4:30, it all depends, of course, on when the game before it ends. So stay very close attention to Spanish Fork 17 for our coverage, and expect something around 4:30 or so to kind of let you know where we're at. We hope everybody has a great night, and we'll see you later for more high school baseball here on Spanish Fork 17.